Hey, good morning, and how are you today? How's your week been? What have you been up to? How are you? On Sundays, I always post a self-care post, and I was just wondering what you've been doing for self-care. Yesterday when I posted it, quite a few people came up with a few things, making mandalas, cooking food, baking, going for a walk, going for pedicures, having facials, all kinds of wonderful stuff. And of course, for you guys, like maybe going out for a walk, spending time doing nothing, absolutely nothing. That was brilliant. Just spending a day doing absolutely nothing. And actually, that's what I did yesterday. I spent a day doing nothing because for me, I needed space. And sometimes we just need that space and maybe a bit of a reality check. And perhaps sometimes when we have that space and we have that reality check, that can bring up quite a lot of emotion. That can bring up quite a lot of feeling. Which was certainly my experience yesterday. So that's why I'm calling this video Reality Check, because I saw a wonderful post and I adapted it with a few things as well. And I'm going to tell you those few things that really struck me, and hopefully, they might resonate with you. And these are things that, I've picked up over the years, and actually I have to have that reality check every now and again, just to remember that actually these things are real, and I can get sidetracked and not focus on them or not remember them. Okay, so number one is that everything is temporary, absolutely everything. So things always change. So what you believe to be your reality one day could be completely different another day. So my suggestion when dealing with that is to just be in the moment, to just recognize that actually things can change. Enjoy every moment as much as you can. And I know that's a big task. But, just remembering that everything is temporary, because we can get caught onto things, we can get hooked onto things, and we can be, oh no, I can't cope with this. This is terrible. This is awful. But remember, it's only temporary. And things will change. The guarantee is that things will change. Okay, point number two, life's not fair. It isn't fair. Things that aren't fair happen all the time. They come along, they hit us in the face, situations happen, and you can stamp your feet and go, oh God, this isn't fair. But the reality is that life isn't fair. These things happen. Life throws all kinds of curveballs at us. And sometimes you might be in a situation where you feel like you're not being treated fairly. Employment, other situations. Okay, it's good to stand up and fight for yourself, but also to remember that sometimes life just isn't fair. Things don't come evenly. There's a bigger picture. Okay, anger. When we get angry, have a little check on that and think about what's underneath, because quite often there is always fear underneath anger. So if you're angry about anything, have a little check in with yourself. This weekend I was quite angry and I didn't know what it was that I was angry about. I was angry with doctors, with consultants, with hospitals, and actually I realised underneath that was fear, because it's a medical issue. So I was fearful. I was fearful of the outcome. I was fearful of what, the results were going to be of these medical tests. And because things weren't going the way that I wanted them to, I was angry. But actually, I was just scared. I was just terrified. So when you're angry, think about, stop for a moment and think, okay, what am I fearing here? What is my fear? Okay, happiness is hard work. And I know that sounds like a bit of bad news, but I mean, there are days when sometimes happiness just comes to us. But for me, I have to work quite hard for happiness. I have a morning routine, and to be honest with you, I feel happy this morning because I've done my morning routine. I feel happy because I'm here with you. Other mornings where I don't have my morning routine, I don't do my yoga, I stay in bed, I kind of slump about, and where it's not a decision that I'm going to take some time to self-care, happiness it's difficult to find happiness sometimes. So for me, I've had to work at it, and especially since I've been self-employed, to have the energy to be here with you on every day. I need to work on my happiness. And sometimes it's just smiling, just giving other people a smile, just smiling to yourself, giving yourself those positive vibes. But we have to work at that. It doesn't just come. And I think sometimes we just expect happiness to just come in our laps, and we get frustrated and angry when it doesn't. But it does take a bit of hard work. Okay. The biggest risk is not taking a risk. So if there's something coming along and you're thinking, yeah, I'd really like to do that, but oh, it's a bit out of my comfort zone, do it. Because when you look back in the future and you go, oh, I wish I could have done that, you never know what that thing can give you. You only have one chance here in life. And if something's there in front of you that you want to do, give it that, do it, take that risk. Risk is a good thing. Obviously, we've been through kind of loads of situations recently where we have to be careful of risk, but I'm talking about a different type of risk. I'm talking about risk with your emotions, saying something to somebody, telling them that you love them, telling them that you care about. Make that phone call that maybe you've been wanting to do for a while. Write that book that you've been thinking about for a while. Take that course. Apply for that job. The biggest risk is not taking those risks and getting stuck and almost closed in your comfort zone. That actually increases anxiety. And I know sometimes, we feel that when we take risks, it produces anxiety, but it tells your brain that actually taking risks is okay. The more you close in, the more anxiety you will produce within your brain. So think about today and think about something that you can do that's out of your comfort zone. Take that little risk, make that phone call, make that video, talk to that person, apply for that job. Do something different and just take that risk and see how you feel after that. And the last one, and I think this is really, really relevant and so important as a reality check. Actually, things don't matter so much. Just let things go. Don't get stuck on the small stuff. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter that your house isn't tidy. It doesn't matter that your friend let you down today. It doesn't matter that you didn't go on the holiday that you wanted to. I'm saying that because that's exactly what I'm experiencing at the moment. It doesn't matter that, maybe somebody decided that they had something better to do today than meet up with you. Get out of that self-pity and let it go. Let it go, because we get stuck onto things and we get entrenched in them, and it makes us feel unwell and it makes us feel unhappy. So it doesn't matter, don't sweat the small stuff. So yeah, those are my 5 points, my 5 reality checks. So everything is temporary. Some things aren't fair in life. Mostly life isn't fair. It's not equally distributed. Just remember that. When you're angry, often there's fear underneath of some sort. So have a think about it. When you're feeling angry next time, what's the fear underneath your anger? Happiness takes a bit of hard work. It doesn't just come through the door and arrive in your house. You have to work for it. You have to do things to achieve happiness. It doesn't just come to you. The biggest risk is not taking any risks. So take that risk, push for that job, push for that career, call that person, because the biggest risk is not taking those risks and allowing your world to close down. And then the last thing is, don't sweat the small stuff. Let it go. Things don't matter so much.